What's up, YouTube? Real quick, before we get into the video, I want to say right quick that this is extremely long and I can't figure out how to make it in separate parts. So I'm just gonna upload the whole video, and I'm gonna put down in the description maybe some timestamps. I don't know how to figure all that out, but if you'll just look at the description right quick while you're listening to me talk, you'll see that there's sections that you can fast forward to or watch. I watch the whole thing. I don't know, I'm just trying to help y'all out, and I'm worried about these long ass videos that I'm making because I talk way too much like I am right now. So here we go with the video. What is up, YouTube? Oh my gosh, today hopefully we got something going on. It has been a week since I've done anything, since I've posted a video. I've still got my bag sitting here from when I did the little bag review. If y'all hadn't watched the video of the drone room tour, go check that out. Before you watch that, just watch the first 5 minutes of it. It's the drone room, and the rest of it's 30 minutes of talking about what's inside this bag. Running out of ideas, people. But anyway, I haven't done anything in a week. I got like a billion excuses on why, work's killing me. We're working 4 10s, and then on Friday I just want to sit on my ass all day and not do anything. And then finally today is Saturday morning, and I've decided to get up and do something with my life and shoot a YouTube video for you guys. But another excuse that I have is that I've been playing this daggum phone video game, Mafia City, and I'm not into these type of games, and this video is not sponsored by them. But if you'd like to hook up with me and be in my city that I'm in, 620, and my clan that I'm in, the Irish Fight Club, stay tuned to the end of the video, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that and how you can join the city that I'm in, and we can interact and have fun and help each other. But anyway, moving on to today's video, I'm excited to bring you guys, finally, we're going to do some stuff with the Newbie drone. This is the Humminbird and the Acrobee. They sent me this to try out. I'm super stoked about it, but first I gotta clean off the workbench and get the overhead camera set up over here and then all that kind of mess. So stay tuned. We're gonna be playing with some tiny whoops today. They don't call it tiny whoops. I'm gonna call it a tiny whoop because they probably won't like that name because they call it the Acrobee or whatever. But to me and everybody else out there, it's a tiny whoop. But in respect for them, we're not gonna be actually talking about tiny whoop. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it, y'all sending me this stuff. I'm gonna do my best to do a little heads up. This is gonna be my thoughts between the Acrobee Lite and the Humminbird. Let me just keep on rambling a little bit. Some people like the rambling, some people don't. But anyway, I was gonna do this extremely long video because I don't know anything about these. I don't know how to set them up. I don't know how to bind them to my radio. I don't know nothing, and I haven't done any research on it at all. And I kind of wanted to walk you guys through all that, and then I was going to make this super long drawn out video. But we did the drone room tour, and that thing turned out to be 30 minutes. So quickly, one person had asked, where do I keep all my props? So this cabinet right here is full of props, and I made that thing a long time ago out of broken props. And then over here is my bag of T-Motor props that I use. So, jumping around, here we go. We're gonna set up the camera, and I'm gonna give you guys a little brief history of why I hate tiny whoops, because some of you are out there probably thinking, Tack, I thought you hated tiny whoops. I do, but hopefully these will change my mind. What I was gonna say is that I did watch one little video on these, and I've already decided that I'm probably gonna prefer the Acrobee Lite versus the Humminbird, but I was super excited about the Humminbird. But after doing just a tad bit of research, I think it's the Acrobee that I'm gonna like, but we'll find out because I haven't messed with them. So here we go. Okay, so let me give you guys a quick little history of the tiny whoop experience that I've had so far. So you start out with, you get you a Blade Inductrix, I believe it's called, made by Horizon Hobby. You get you one of these, and then you get you one of these little FPV camera systems that's got a all-in-one VTX. Let's zoom in just a tad. Zoom in just a little bit. Alright, then you get you one of these all-in-one FPV systems that's got a VTX made on it with the camera made to it. Eventually people was like desoldering this and stuff. I never really got into that kind of crap, but you would solder it onto your battery leads where your battery hooks up, and then you would have you a little FPV drone. Then you would come up with something like this, right? It's got a little bit of camera tilt, not much. This right here is actually this exact setup, this with this camera mounted on it. This is the first Tiny Whoop that I made. I did exactly what I told y'all just then. I 3D printed this little part to like hold the camera in, and this is not the original camera. I've been through so many of these things because this part right here would just get beat all to crap. I've tried resoldering. I would gob a bunch of hot glue on there trying to keep it, you know, held together, because it originally is supposed to be all nice and pretty shaped like this circular polarized antenna. But yeah, you know, beat the crap out of it, then your video would just be like unbearable. I had this camera on there for a while and it worked pretty good because it had this little monopole thing on it. I can't remember if I made this or bought this. I don't remember, but eventually like you crash upside down so many times that it just beats the crap out of the camera. So then as time went on, you know, I think I bought this next. This is the Blade Inductrix FPV. This is the Inductrix FPV, I believe it was. It had like a little canopy that protected your camera, and Tiny Whoop, the company Tiny Whoop, claims that this board is the best flight board for a Tiny Whoop, but it's like level mode only. It's a good thing for Tiny Whoops. It's a hard, we'll get to that here in a minute, but anyway, you know, this can like bump into stuff, you know, and it would like hit something, and then the crash recovery would be like instant, like it'd be like bee, and then back to level perfectly. Which leads me to talk about the Blade Inductrix FPV Pro, I believe this was. Oh God, I don't remember. This was the Pro edition. It had Betaflight on it. I believe it was a Pro. Seems like it was the Blade Inductrix FPV Pro. I don't know. Who cares? Because this really wasn't that great of a drone because multiple reasons. I think the motors was okay on it, and it flew really well in like acro mode, but in level mode, which is what I think you really want for a Tiny Whoop, it didn't do that great because it wouldn't crash recovery well. Like you would hit something, but other words, it still flies pretty good. But the main problem with all these, what they discovered, was this little plug right here that come factory on this thing wouldn't carry enough current to run all four of these motors, especially like the hopped up motors, like I believe this one has on, like the Insane motors, like a whole lot more, you know, KV than those regular motors. And then the little plastic frames would just break, not real easy, but pretty easy. And then I tried to do the aluminum frame, you know, which made it was like 2 grams heavier than the stock frame, so it just slowed it down. Weight is a huge issue with these because they're severely underpowered, and I got a cat, so I have like so many freaking motors that I've changed out on these things because of cat hair getting in the motors, and then they just get wore out because they only have like 100 cycles maybe lifespan. I'm just guessing, I don't really know, but the motors like start getting, because they're brushed motors. And I've always like, man, I can't wait till they come out with the brushless Tiny Whoop. And then I tried the Mobia 7 HD, and it's too heavy but I should have got the non-HD version. But anyway, so I made a post a while back because time's changing and it's fixing to start getting hot. Before I shift gears here, I need to explain why. Another reason what I hated about all these is because I fly the FrSky Taranis radio, and in order to back the camera up just a tad, in order to fly all these with my radio, I either had to have 2 radios, or I had this module that I've lost. Here it is. I would put this module in the bay where I would like to just keep my Crossfire. You know, I would put this in here, and then I would go to, you know, the model that I wanted to fly, And most of the time I had, and I had to have like a different setup for this one because it run Betaflight, but all these would kind of like work off the same one, and everything. So that was kind of aggravating that, I had to always have this, and I couldn't fit this in my backpack because this stuck way up, too far up at the top and everything, and it was just a pain in the butt. So that does lead me to get all this out of the way, because hopefully all this is a thing of the past. I might do something with this because they say that we're going to do some testing. But that brings me to the stuff that Newbie Drone has sent. I made a post, and I believe the Get FPV Facebook group, I was like, somebody tell me I want to build the ultimate Tiny Whoop, because the days are getting shorter and it's getting cold outside and it's about time, and they have, Tiny Whoops have come a long way. There's been like 2 years since the drones that I've just showed you and to today. Like, I gave up on them things. I hate them. But I thought, you know what? I think I would like to get me another Tiny Whoop to start playing indoors with and everything. So I made a group, a post. Tell me the best flight controller out there. And 90% of the people said that the Acrobee was the best one available. And then, so then I got hit up by the Newbie Drone guys. And they sent me the Humminbird and the Acrobee Lite, quite a few batteries, and some props. Don't know. They did send me some stickers. They sent me this really cool little charger. That these batteries are high voltage batteries. The Nitro Nectars. They're the 250 milliamp, 4.3 volt high voltage. But they sent me this interesting little charger right here that I had never seen before that plugs it, via USB, but it has a little switch on it. Can I get that in the shot? Huh? It's got a little switch on it where you can switch it to charge high voltage or regular. So that's cool. Interested to see how this works or how fast it'll charge them, because it charges 4 at a time. I have a charger, but it doesn't do high voltage for these little batteries, so we're going to do that. So what I'm thinking, I've done a little bit of research. I haven't done much, but what I'm thinking is, for what little bit of research I've done, this one flies off of Betaflight and has all the OSD settings and all the great features of Betaflight on it, and I believe it has an F7. I don't know, but it's all built all in one. The VTX is all made onto the board. It doesn't have that separate VTX. It's got great camera protection. Yeah, flies off of Betaflight, has the Betaflight OSD and all its great features. And then the Humminbird. Oh, they also sent me 2 sets of the, what are these called? I think they were plaid motors. They seem to think these are the greatest motors ever. They wanted me to kind of warm up on the motors that they sent me on the drone, and then change over to those when I'm ready to rip the balls. But I really want to rip the balls inside. So I'm kind of nervous because I've seen some videos of these things flying and they freaking rip pretty good, and that's cool and all, but I kind of want to do it inside the house, but we'll see. So this is the Humminbird. It's pretty durable, it seems like. It's a little bit lighter weight. It has a built-in, no, it's not built-in, I'm sorry. It has an external, but what's cool about this one is that if you want to put crossfire on this thing, the receiver is an independent receiver, so you can put like crossfire on this thing. I don't know why, it's only 25 milliwatts, but that would be kind of cool. Where this one has the built-in FrSky receiver and the VTX. This is a horrible, this is not a learning experience for you guys. It's because I don't know the terminology of all this crap. I'm just gonna rip these things around the house here in just a little bit. So we're gonna get to that. So I was gonna walk you guys through the whole setup and everything, because I don't know how to bind these to my controllers. I don't know anything about them. So after doing the super long talk that I've done, because this is 12 minutes and we hadn't even flown a drone yet, and doing the whole video of the room and everything being 30 minutes, I'm trying to not make 30 minutes videos. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. I'm trying to run y'all through all this as fast as I can. But I feel like it needs to be said. I feel like I needed to show you guys, like, maybe somebody doesn't even know what a tiny whoop is, so I'm not trying to teach them what it. Let's hook these things up and freaking fly. Let's do that. Okay, first complaint about this charger is this got stuck in there and I pulled the daggone thing out trying to get it out of the charger. So I've noticed that if you just kind of just set the battery in there instead of snapping it in, just kind of set it in there, that it charges it still. So we're not going to be snapping them into the charger anymore. Damn it, Kit Kat. Okay, so I think I've got the Humminbird flight controller set up through the VTX, which is cool. I haven't had to hook it up to any software or anything. And it's got like a factory tune on it from what I understand. But I'm going in, I'm taking notes because I've noticed that ARM is on auxiliary 1, and I've got it set to high because I like to arm with my switches towards me and disarm with my switch away from me. So I'm pretty sure that's high and low. I don't know. So I've got auxiliary 1 ARM set to high and all the other ones set to high. So I'm going through and looking at the OSD, making the notes. That way I can go in here and set up the channels in my radio, and hopefully it'll work. I don't know. We're going. I'm just trying. I've never done this before. Then the other one, the Acro B Lite, it hooks up to Betaflight, and you do it all from there. So I'm gonna get the Humminbird on. I think it's Silverware that it's running. I'm gonna get it set up first. My lighting messed up. Oh, I guess because the sun went down. It's been a long day. Okay, so since after setting up my radio, I got to thinking, you know, like on my 5-inch quads, I have a level mode set up for like when I'm line of sighting off of a building or out of a tree. Like if I can, I'll flip turtle mode real quick, and then I'll zap it up out of a tree. And then if I'm trying to like line of sight it, I'll flip it into level mode and try to save it. So when I go to fly, you know, I arm like this and I take off. And my theory is that when I crash, I can just quickly, I hit that button, but you know, I'm pretty good about ninja disarming. So I'm pinching, you know, and I'm flying like this, and I just come off of this and just flip it away from myself. A lot of people arm towards them. I don't know why. But anyway, let's not get off on that. This video is like 1,000,000 years long and we ain't even flown one of these damn things yet. We may have to do a part 2 on flying. Or we may have to do a bunch of editing. I don't know. Thanks for watching if you've sat through all this. But back to what I was saying. So what I've decided while I was setting up the radio for the Humminbird, and I may try this on the other one too, but I'm not that great with Betaflight, but we'll see. I'll arm it, right? And then I can take off, and then this switch right here forward will be level mode, this will be horizon mode, and then this will be race mode, which I think is acro. I don't know. So now after doing that, I've got to go back into the flight controller and set it up for it'll be low for level, medium for horizon, and high for race, I believe. We'll see. Okay guys, here we go. I've got the Humminbird newbie drone. Don't even start, Kit Kat. We're about to get Kit Kat here in just a second. Make sure I got no fingerprints on the screen here on the camera. The only thing that's got me a little worried is, you know, I seen Zorro's video I haven't upgraded my Rapid Fire. It's like the firmware that came on it. And you know, by this being like a little monopole antenna, I've got a left-handed and a right-handed antenna. I mean, I've got some linear antennas around here somewhere I might could put on there. You know, if the video's not that great. I don't know how the DVR is going to turn out. Go ahead and get this thing rolling in arms. I'm going to go in level mode and just kind of cruise around the kitchen a little bit. Maybe get a little feel for it. Wait and see if the DVR is going to start recording. I believe it is recording. So here we go. Oh, yeah. Definitely more power than I'm used to. The yaw, oh my god, the yaw is super sensitive. That's going to take some getting used to. The only bad thing about the silverware... Okay, crash recovery is not freaking that great, but the only... Does it hover pretty good without giving it any controls? Oh god, it doesn't. Okay, that might have a little bit of something to do with part of the flying. It is not... Level is not very level. So I don't know how to fix that. I'll figure that out. But it seems to have like a little bit of you know, the power to get up versus the old Tiny Whoops when you'd floor it, nothing would happen. So power seems pretty cool. Just doing circles around in the kitchen. My kitchen is not really much of a kitchen. It is what it is. It's what happens when a bachelor just does what he's got to do. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm just cruising around just above half throttle, so just getting kind of a feel for it. The out of level kind of sucks. I'll have to do some research on how to fix that. That's level mode. Let's bring it in here. Set her down, and then switch to, I believe this is, let's just go to race mode. This should be like, I'm assuming it's rate mode. I don't know. I'm assuming it won't like auto level. Okay, so it hovers better like that. When I give it throttle, it tries to yaw a little bit. This is, whoa. Okay, so it can lean. The angle is a whole lot more than what I'm used to. This is going to take some getting used to. Like actually being able to fly a little tiny drone like around that. It's not limited by its angle. And the laggy throttle. Whoa. Trying to regain level is like... I wonder if I can switch to level mode while I'm flying. Oh, I can. Well, that's pretty cool. Can do that. Oh shit, oh, the battery died. Whew, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so that was the Humminbird in level mode and horizon mode. Was extremely difficult inside the tiny house. So I want to be able to fly around the house. So level mode was good. That's fine. I can deal with that. Horizon mode is just something that I'm probably not going to do inside the house. But if I take this thing out somewhere, then I might want to fly some freestyle around in some type of building or something. So we'll figure that out. So now I think, you know, because this video is turned out to be a mile long, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to switch over to trying to set up the Betaflight one and get it going, and then fly a pack or two through it. So yeah, I'm sorry this video is a mile long, but it is what it is. So let's move on to the Acro-Bee B-Brain Lite flight controller, which is completely different than this one. Okay, so after getting the Acro-Bee B-Brain Lite, that's a tongue twister, set up in Betaflight, I flew a pack through it, and I forgot to put the SD card back in my goggles because I wanted to like check out the footage to see if it was going to be worth the crap from that first flight that you guys seen from the Humminbird. I flew it around in level mode, and then I've actually flown it a lot. I had to admit, I got something to eat, and then I just been ripping. I have probably ripped 10 packs through the Humminbird thing. I ended up changing the props out to the 3-bladed props that they sent. Like that. Ended up stepping up and going with high voltage on charging these batteries. And I've come to a conclusion on what I like, which one of these two that I like better between the two. I flew this with the bi-blades on there. This is the Acro B. I flew it with the bi-blade props on there and at regular voltage, the 4.2 volts. And then I say overcharged, but I high voltage charged the packs, and I've went to the bi-blades on both of them. Definitely like the way both of them flies with the bi-blades, but one of the two I like better, and I think what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about that in the next video. And it won't be 45 minutes long like this one, I promise. It's just going to be like talking about what I think about the two and ripping a pack, maybe doing a little edit from them. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave you guys with an edit from this little Acro B-Brain thing, and I'm going to put some stuff together that might give y'all a little bit of a hint on which one of these that I like the best. But I want to fly them both outside before I make my, like, you know, opinion, because my house is like so tight, and you know, to like, I like to rip. Y'all know that I like to like full throttle rip, and I want to be able to do that in the house. And both of these will definitely do that, but just one of them does it a little bit better than the other one. So thanks for watching, guys, and stick around if you want to hear a little bit about that Mafia City crap. So join me in 620. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging in there for this long, whatever it was. I haven't even edited it yet, so here we go. See you in the next one.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He stands like a statue, becomes part of the machine, feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. He plays by intuition, I've never seen him fall. The deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He ain't got no distractions, don't hear no buzzes and bells, don't see no lights a flashing. He plays by sense of smell. He always gets a replay. The digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard. He has to be a twist. A pinball wizard, he's got such a supple wrist. He's a pinball wizard, his score shoots even more. The pinball wizard, the world's new pinball lord.
Okay, I'm going to try to do this without my overhead camera because Harrison took it. It was his camera. I was borrowing it for the video that you guys just watched. Okay, so Mafia City, free to play, doesn't cost you anything, right? So I'm in City 620, and my character name is ATAQ, lowercase a, capital T-A-Q, in City 620. So if you download the game, it's free. The game will like prompt you to like do this and work on your mansion, but the thing that you got to know is before you get to level 6, all right, I think you can do this from like level 4 to 5, somewhere around in there. Just don't get level 6 without moving cities if you want to come to my city. So what you'll need to do is hit this map down here on the bottom, right, and then you'll hit this map right here. There's a map under that star. Whoops, I hit the star. Hit that map. And that'll take you to this is all City 620 right here, right? Then hit the globe, because you're going to be in like City 700 and something, like the newest city or whatever. So when you hit the globe, search around through all these cities. They're in numerical order, you know, and then get to City 620, right? And then you click on City 620, and it's going to show you the mayor of our city. So scroll off over here, because you can't teleport right there, right? Scroll off over here to this gray area, press it, and then teleport yourself to City 620. You only have the option to do that within like 3 days of playing or before level 6. You cannot be level 6. So come in there and hit me up, send me a message, and then we'll play Mafia City together. See you guys in the next one.